Hello, and welcome back to the Tractor Shed Bros channel. In this episode, we're going to do some renovations. Apparently, everything's getting a bit too dirty on the farm over the past few years since all the harvesting we did. And it's time to make a section where we can fix and clean our broken and dirty vehicles. And I'm going to build one, and you're going to be there. Hope you enjoy the show. Well, you got anything to add? Apparently not. And this is the piece of land that we are going to be changing. And this is all the greenhouse section, which by the way I have been keeping up with. Currently on the 12th generation of chilies for Willies. The contract's still going strong. So that's always going to be there. And yes, it's a big open space. But this is going to be the specific area for cleaning and fixing all the vehicles. And we've just got to get rid of everything here. It'll be a case of trimming it all down. The trees might not get in the way, but if they do, we'll get rid of them. And this shed's going to go as well. Also, you should check out Harry's video, because spoiler alert, this is where the first collectible was for the Grain Museum. But this shed has seen better days, and now it's got to go. Let's get on with the build, shall we? Bird's eye view time, and I think the first thing we're going to do is say goodbye to this shed. We can sell it. I'm sure Noah would do with some wood. And he'll pay us £271 for it. I'm sure it'll go well to him building his ark. And it's gone. On the tools section of the builder menu, you've got several items that will all come in handy. But first of all, we're going to put down the vehicle workshop, which is a quick build, mostly out of panels, but it'll get all the jobs done that we need when we need to repair the vehicles. And if we toggle free mode off, there we go. And we'll place it just here for now. I think that's an ideal spot because we can come in from the road. At the moment, kind of debating whether to fence it off or just leave it as is. But we've got a way in from the road, and we've got a way into the section from where the old shed was because there's a path. I'd like to build on from that path and create a nice spot to park up and get things put back together and cleaned up. So we placed that one, looking good. I've just placed this little shed, and it's in the others section where the decorations are. It says it's purely a decorational object, and yeah, it is, but it can also hold the pressure washer, any other drivable or movable little tools as well. This can be the start of the cleaning area. Some of the little bits and bobs that we can use for cleaning can go in here, and I can add more to that soon. I wall this section off, but not in an offensive way. I'm going to literally give it a very nice looking stone wall. Stretch this wall in such a way that we can keep it as nice as we can, because the section isn't exactly square, but then what section of land is exactly square, you know? But we want to get it as nice as possible. So the entrance won't be from the road. That'll be gone. That's fine though. We don't need that entrance. What we do need to show is that this is a sacred section. And it's dedicated to cleaning and fixing. And it's going to have one entrance. This one. Now, if I finish that bit there, I don't know whether to put some sort of gate across here. I'll experiment, I guess. Some faffing around and discovering which one I'd prefer. I selected the this gate, and I was hoping I should be able to do the same thing. And if I have to put a little section of wall in between those two gates, I think that'd work. I think it'd look nice because they're both in front of the individual path, but there should be a little bit of a bit more wall in between those. So depending on which way you want to come from, the road on the right or the road on the left, there's a specific gate to get into. I think that's doable. So I'll place this gate here. It's just a little bit off, look. That's cute. Yeah, we'll get that gate again, but we'll put a bit of wall in between those two gates. So if I come away from this and then tap, well, press X just next to the wall here, and there we go, look, it just pops up nicely. I think that'll be good, and hopefully I'll be able to stick a little section of wall just there. If not, we might do a workaround and have a walk-through gate as well. Why not? I'll place that there, and then perhaps not. I guess I'll try and put a bit of wall there and see what helps. It's all just experimentation with this part. Okay, I think this works. I think this is a good one. I'll go into the normal view to check this out for sure. But yeah, that looks cool. That doesn't... There's a bit of a gap, but that's okay. I can live with that. But this wall isn't too offensive. And this section has two nice entrances just to get where you need to be. That's really good. Yeah, I like it. I'm going to go with the painting section of things, and we don't really want it to be like asphalt or anything like that, because that's just going to add to the workspace, and we want to separate this completely. And since it's not going to be lifting anything, it doesn't matter if it's 100% like smooth as butter to drive on, but we would like it to look nice, and to maybe get some decent drainage as well. So I think maybe cobblestone for the cleaning section, and then some flagstone for this section, or we could do a little bit of asphalt here just around the building, and then have it so the pathways are flagstone, or cobblestone paths and flagstone sections. Either way is fine. I think it'd look good. I'm going to experiment. We know how to paint. I demonstrated that in the greenhouse video when we did this section here. I painted over the entire field to do a whole work area. In future videos, this is going to probably be a production line area as well. We'll get something really good going. But for now, this is the cleaning section and fixing section on this area. So I'll just experiment and I'll come back with the potentially fully finished result. I'm trying to be realistic with it, and obviously this is a work section for mechanical works, which means oil spills and other general mechanical filth, which is, you know, all well and good. But in order for that to be an easy thing to clean up off the concrete, or even to be left, whichever, I chose concrete. Because flagstones, it might be hard to maintain with heavy vehicles to come out, like going over it. It might crack the bricks. It might, there might be forever replacing them, which would cost a lot of money, realistically speaking. So we went for solid concrete for this area to work on. It's easy to maintain. Any chips or cracks, it can be refilled. Any holes can be, anything can be refilled. So we're going to go for concrete around this area. Just a nice enough amount of workspace. And we'll go from there. I've now done the path. I will sharpen up the edges a bit. I will probably section this off to be more concrete and maybe put a little shed to represent an area where finished work projects or waiting work projects can sit. So there'll be a nice shed here just for the equipment that needs fixing to sit. So I'll probably do that next, as well as edging a bit more concrete. Okay, brilliant. I've sharpened up the edges as best I can for this side, and for drainage purposes, I will be laying flagstone on this side for when the cleaning happens, the water can just drain away, hopefully with no consequences, other than maybe weeds. I might edge off the cleaning section now, with just another little fence, just so we know that the allocated area. This brush for the flagstone, the square one and the round one, doesn't really matter which. When I was filling in the grass into the flagstone, it wasn't very accurate with the square. So when you hit it, obviously I'm just tidying these little bits up now, but when you hit it on the section that you want, it sort of spreads a bit over the section that you want. However, the painting tool does seem to have a little rule where if you nudge it, say that direction on the right, if you nudge it right, it'll go over the shape to the right more, and if you nudge it left, it'll do the same. It'll go over more towards the left as you press the button to paint that square. So any direction that you seem to be going, whether it's left, right, up or down, it'll head more in that direction as if you was colouring in. As you can see, I have gone over this bit here, but what I will do is I will fill this back in with grass, so it just keeps the aesthetic effect of it being still grass. But yeah, I think I'm going to put in a little fence just to allocate the area for cleaning, and then allocate the area for repairs. But the repairs doesn't need actual fence, so should be fine. Okay. Added to the mechanical area, there's a couple of fueling stations. If we ever do decide to go green, there's an electrical station there, and there's a petrol tanker, which obviously will be used for diesel, because most things are diesel, which adds to that. I've also added the power wash, The power washer will fit in here, but I can't place it in here from the build menu because it just doesn't let you. But it's a drivable vehicle. There is a short on the drivable vehicle part of it, and it will be placed in here, ready for when we need to wash some bits and bobs. So we've finished with what we can. I've used some decorations from a couple of different. Sorry. A couple of different decorations from different mod packs, which I will put the names in the description. We've got a little engine crane right here. We've got a little scrap area, look. A knackered car. 3 tractor tyres. Some random metal. I did put the fuel can in, I'm not sure if I mentioned that earlier. But just to prove that these things fit, we've got a tractor, which is dirty and ready for a clean, and the mulcher, which is incredibly dirty and ready for a clean. Got a wheelie bin here for any excess recycling rubbish. Got a nice bench in this cabin here with the power washer, just to give the aesthetic that there's more than just one thing going on here. And of course, I'll put our reliable pickup truck here because it's got some problems with its suspension. Ever since it tried to carry the red forklift on the back of the trailer. So I've not been quite right. So that'll be the first project. I think we should see what Walter thinks now. I'm done. What do you think of the new renovations? They're very good. In fact, you can start renovating the whole farm. That's not exactly what I really wanted to do, but I'm glad you like what you've got so far. How about I start by making you another cup of tea? I hope you enjoyed this build, and I hope you enjoy the future ones that Walt thinks I should do for you. Anyway, if you did, please like and subscribe. Maybe even leave a little comment, just to let us know what else you might want to see from the Tractor Shed Bros. Joke to round things off. My therapist said that I should write letters to those that have wronged me and then burn them. Well, I've done that, but what should I do with the blooming letters?